Vice President Kamala Harris announcing she has already received the number of delegates needed to secure the Democratic nomination for president.
And with no other hopefuls stepping forward, it sets the stage here now for a smooth transition at the top of the Democratic ticket ahead of next month's Democratic National Convention.
As News 5's John Cossack tells us now, the enthusiasm for the switch is a welcome relief for Democrats on down-ballot races. But does it change anything here in Ohio?
If a presidential election is like a chess match with each move methodically planned, then the events of the last 2 weeks are if somebody bumped into the board, sending the pieces flying. Still, President Biden's decision to drop out of the race has left Cindy unsure of her next move.
Well, I kind of need to see what happens now that he's pulled out and who's going to take that spot and how they're going to figure that out.
With the commitment of the delegates needed to secure the nomination, Vice President Kamala Harris is on a path to lead the ticket. Does it make you more excited about the race, less excited?
Neutral.
Does this make you more enthusiastic, less enthusiastic?
More enthusiastic.
In Ohio, enthusiasm is the operative word. The change at the top of the ticket is likely to have little impact in a state Donald Trump won twice by 8 points, says News 5 political analyst Dr. Tom Sutton. But
there is the possibility that we'll see an increase in voter turnout among constituencies that might otherwise have stayed home. Younger voters, Black Americans, Latino Americans who may see in her someone that they really want to vote for, as opposed to making a choice of two candidates that they weren't really crazy about, be it Trump or Biden.
And that's important in down ballot races like the race for U.S. Senate between Sherrod Brown and Republican Bernie Moreno. Ohio is a state of 88 counties, yes, but for Democrats running statewide, the path to victory involves just a handful of them. Democratic strongholds seen here in blue. Areas around Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Toledo, Dayton. These are Sherrod Brown's victory numbers in 2018. Democrat running statewide needs strong numbers here to offset the sea of red in the rest of the state. And that only happens with strong voter turnout, which only happens if there's voter enthusiasm.
And again, I think this goes back to how much will Kamala Harris be campaigning in Ohio, not so much to win the state for her own campaign, but really to help support Sherrod Brown.
Still, voters like Audria aren't convinced it really changes much. Does it make you more or less likely the changes to vote in this year's election?
I'm not sure about that. I just think it's just going to be the same.
In Cleveland, John Cossack, News 5.
Well, actor, activist, and major Democratic donor George Clooney has now endorsed Kamala Harris for president. In a statement, he praised President Joe Biden's leadership, adding that Biden was saving democracy by stepping aside. Earlier this month, George Clooney wrote a New York Times op-ed warning Democrats that they wouldn't win in November if Biden was their candidate.
Well, President Biden will deliver a speech at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on his decision to drop out of the 2024 race. The president announced his decision not to seek re-election in a letter posted to Twitter Sunday afternoon, which he quickly endorsed the vice president to replace him on the ballot. She says she has now secured the support of enough delegates to win the Democratic nomination. That's according to CNN's delegate estimate.
And the White House announcing President Biden has tested negative for COVID-19 and his symptoms are, quote, resolved. The 81-year-old Biden tested positive for coronavirus last Wednesday while at a campaign event in Las Vegas. He has been recovering at his home in Delaware. And earlier today, the president arrived back in Washington, D.C.